and take a ride. I knew this girl.
Let's get into the nitty gritty. Shawn, I hear you're part of the evil empire because you're a food business owner.
Yes. I feel bad for anyone in that business right now, though.
Why?
Oh my God. It's since COVID comes up a lot, but since COVID, food prices are through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
I mean,
but do you guys experience that in buying your product? Yeah. So.
Is some of it tariffed too? Some of the stuff?
Not so much of the not much food product. I mean, probably some. We get a lot of the vegetables come from like South America,
right?
But a lot of that stuff's already gone away. Like the tariffs on Mexico, they got rid of right away.
And that shit was already expensive anyways.
Yeah, like ground beef, for example, is like 3 times the price it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, why?
Who knows?
Yeah, there's no reason. I don't think there's a reason.
A lot of times it's greed.
Is it
that's what
COVID greed?
Yeah.
Well, in COVID, it was real because they were shutting down all the processing plants.
Right, but now it's greed.
Now it's just greed. You know,
that's literally what I was going to ask. I was going to say, are the prices for the makers so high that the price for the consumer has to be high? Or
no, they took advantage of the
that's
COVID.
literally what I think. Same with the gas. Same with absolutely everything. Yeah.
I knew the prices were never going to go back to normal after that. Why would they?
Right.
If
you've got to eat.
No, nothing goes back.
Why would it?
The houses don't suddenly become $29,000 all of a sudden again. No, it's never going to go down ever, ever, ever again. Get used to it.
Yeah, like, the sticker price on a house might look like less, but you're paying more because the interest is so high. So to the person who buys a house, it's still more expensive.
Well, you can't even buy a house.
No.
There's no such thing as buying a house because even if you paid in full for it, it's still not your house. If you don't pay your property taxes, guess whose house it is?
Yeah.
So you can't buy a house.
Yeah.
If a $5 trillion house and you go off on the taxes and don't pay,
they take it.
They take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a $100,000 tax bill.
Yep.
$5 trillion house, not yours anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's bizarre. Cool system. I'd like to develop one.
We're on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, I think so. But, back to the food. Well, just so people know, Shawn is one of the owners of Wicked Twisted Pretzels and some other food establishments. But I've been curious because I wanted to talk rock and roll with you. And then I was like, well, Shawn knows so much more about this food situation than me and Ben. Or maybe you do. I bet you do anyways. But that's just like something I would just have questions about. Like, you just answered the question about the greed, but like, why all of a sudden and only in America is food just like spiked with trash? It's wild, right?
Yeah, there's so much garbage.
Well, it's not all of a sudden.
Well, you're right, but it is over the grand scheme of things, and knowing that it doesn't go that way in Europe, it
seems like more suddenly that people are becoming aware.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of the FDA rules have changed since Trump's first administration. It started with Bush. He changed the Water Quality Act, so like you could have water with more pollutants in it. So they reduced water got cleaner. No, the rules got dirtier.
Oh, so were you talking
like just
in general or just in
general
making food? All right,
but in making food too.
Yeah.
But so like a lot of the things, like if you look at a loaf of bread or a candy bar in Europe, there's there's easily 6 or 7 ingredients that are in our bread that aren't in their bread, and they don't allow
way
it.
more sometimes.
Yeah, way more. Like things that they put in plastic products here, we also put it in our bread.
It makes no sense.
And they won't do it there. It's just against the law,
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But see, here's my biggest question, and I'm sure Ben has plenty, but my question is why? Why do it?
It's cheaper.
Is it?
A lot of that stuff is byproduct.
Yeah,
how could it be cheaper?
High fructose corn syrup is a byproduct. I mean, it's like there's no other real use for it, so they squeeze every last little penny out of the product, even knowing that it's poisonous. Ultimately, it'll end up making more money because they're saving money because it's cheaper than sugar, and then they know it's making people sick and fat. So then the FDA.
Now you said it. Now you're getting to where I'd like to go because I think.
I mean, it's a brilliant market.
I think all of those large companies, all of those big shitty companies, are all complicit with keeping people fat, sick, and unhealthy.
I don't think they give a shit about that. They just want a bigger profit margin.
Think about it like this, then.
Ingredients.
And this is a wild thing to say, but I believe it, and it's on a level. Like, don't take it literal. But Jack Nicholson as the Joker putting in that original Batman back in the day, putting the shit in the makeup and all that to make them all crazy. Dude, come on. First of all, we know that they have to reduce karma by telling you what the fuck they're doing. This is a fact.
Yeah.
And that's just bizarre. So I look at, I mean, that's a fact with the cosmetic industry anyways. It's like it destroys skin cells, but obviously they're doing that with food. And it's not a theory.
If you have food memories from when you're a childhood and then like you go back and try that candy bar now,
not the same.
It doesn't taste the same. It's not like there's some new company making all the Hostess products, and they look the same, but they don't taste the same.
They're not. Do you know that in Florida they just put out a report 2 weeks ago saying, with 28 out of like 33 candies had cyanide in them.
It's crazy.
Hyper levels of cyanide.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why?
Well,
Why?
I
That's not a byproduct of something that's like put there on purpose. What is cyanide a byproduct of? And if I'm ignorant as a chemist, then great, but it doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, you find trace levels of poisons in apples.
Yeah, arsenic is a real common one.
Yeah,
it's naturally occurring.
But it's the extremely elevated levels has to suggest something more.
Well, I think if you Google it, there's an article about DuPont taking byproducts from their chemicals that they're making and turning it into animal feed, and they're feeding it to chickens, and the chickens were laying like bright blue eggs.
Yeah, all kinds of wild.
So they just couldn't get it into the market, but they found a way to feed leftovers from the plastic industry to chickens.
That's crazy. You know what else I just found out about the other day as far as that's concerned? One of the major egg brands, I'm not even going to, everybody knows this major egg brand is supposed to be organic or whatever. They sold the company. The eggs literally have canola oil in them. They're just feeding these chickens bullshit.
Yeah.
All of this for money. You literally murder millions upon millions of people for a little bit of dollars when you can make bigger dollars by feeding them correctly. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Canola oil is a byproduct.
It is.
It's rapeseed. They call it canola. It comes from Canada.
I was going to throw up when you said that.
Yeah.
Not even what the seed is, just like when you walk down that aisle in the grocery store and it's just bright yellow piss in every container.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy shit that anyone would walk down there and be like, yes, this is the bottle of poison piss I want to pour in my food.
And, with the FDA loosening their rules, they also fired a bunch of people. So, like, there's a couple, these are pretty well known now, but, like, your chance of actually getting real honey is, like, zero. You're getting, they buy it in China, they ship it to Canada, they rebottle it, they mix it with corn syrup.
Gross.
And then they ship it across to be like organic.
That's I only buy honey.
Bullshit. You got to buy it local.
Yeah, from the stands.
My wife gets it across the street, so we know it's good. These
Olive
people
oil is the same thing. Yeah. Your chance of getting
real olive oil is very slim, right?
It's all blended olive.
I was shopping last night and looking for affordable. I don't say cheap, but like an olive oil that wasn't in a plastic bottle.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters, even if you get the metal tin of the nicer stuff.
Glass, like a nice glass
bottle. I'm afraid you're probably buying the same shit.
A lot of it is the same shit.
And I'm switching to avocado oil.
Yeah, avocado. I like avocado oil. I use it a lot. It's pretty neutral. But again, you never know what's in them. Because there's no one checking it.
Yeah, the FDA is not checking it.
Well, yeah, you're right. There's no one checking it. It seems like the perfect setup for a conspiracy of poisoning everything since no one's checking it.
Well, I mean, let's look at some of my favorite conspiracy theories that I 1000% believe are the medical industry doesn't want to solve any problems. They just want to keep you hooked.
Well,
it's not a theory.
That's what I mean.
Everybody knows by now it's profitable.
Pfizer, we've been in business for 125 years and haven't cured shit.
Yeah, and they don't want to.
Yeah, no, they don't want to. They want you sick, fat, dumb, chained up mentally.
Right. They don't want to kill you, though. They want repeat business.
They want to keep you on a drip of their trash.
Yeah. Western medicine is entirely based on treating.
That's an oxymoron.
Right.
It's not Western medicine. It's Western financial medical culture. Like the medical industrial complex is set up to.
That's implied. It's easier to say Western medicine, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Western medicine revolves entirely around treating symptoms rather than fixing the actual cause.
And that's what I'm saying. The food is their counterpart in making sure that there's a symptom to treat and not fix.
And that's why the byproducts, the poisons that the FDA allows or turns a blind eye, they know that these the giant corporations or big food, you're going to use the cheaper ingredients, of course. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Your prices for your product can come down. You sell more product. Your profit margins are bigger because you're using cheaper ingredients. It all makes sense, but in the meantime, it's making everybody sicker, diabetes, obesity, who knows what else, cancer.
This is what doesn't make sense.
Taste the same too.
Things don't taste as good. But here, this is my theory. If everybody stopped with that and flipped it so everybody was doing something great, every one of the problems would disappear, but people would actually have more money.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm thinking something's not right here. Why would we all be trying to beat everything down, negative messaging and food and just fucking pissing metals on us from airplanes, all that? That doesn't make sense, because the opposite would bring the entire globe up. And so it's got to be telling you something. I mean, it has to tell you something, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, how would it make more money if everyone was healthy and didn't need
because when everyone's healthy and everyone's thriving, they're doing bigger and better things. They're thinking better. They're understanding more. They're building and growing. Like, everything is fixed. Healthy, happy people don't throw their bullshit Burger King on the ground. They wouldn't eat the Burger King in the first place, would they? Because they wouldn't be happy or healthy. But this is what I'm saying. Like, all of these things combined would bring a whole nation up. And we are in a trap, not of our own doing, I believe, that is meant to be the exact opposite, because we're an anomaly on the globe. The globe. We're an anomaly that America is just simply under attack compared to every other country.
Yeah. Just the same items. It's amazing what they cost here versus other places. They just charge us more because they can.
That's it. That's literally it.
We were in Greece, and you take the whole family out to dinner. Everyone got appetizers, bottle of wine, booze, desserts.
Let me guess. I'm going to say...
Oh, sorry.
You're going to say $45?
$45.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say like $128, because here that would probably be for your whole family like $350.
Yeah. Insane. The last time we went, it was a little more expensive, but we went out to eat every single night, and I don't think I spent more. We went to a wedding. We took the wedding party out the night after the wedding. We went to a seafood restaurant on the beach. There were 15 of us, including my kids and everything. I picked up the bill. Everyone got cocktails. We had bottles of wine on the table. We got plates of appetizers. Everyone had an entree.
Make me feel weird.
It was like $320.
Oh! I did that at my wife's cousin's wedding in Aruba, and it was only 7 of us at the table, and I picked up the bill, and it was like
$1,000.
No, it was $1,500, and I was like, well, I'm not going to bitch about it, but at the same time, I was like, that's not usual.
And also, so you didn't spend anything practically, and the food was way better. And the food was way better, and you probably lost weight.
Oh, no question. Yeah. But I always lose weight on those kind of occasions because we're so active. We trek around. But the bread is more digestible.
That's what I mean.
Like we go in, a big city like Athens. You go to the supermarket. There's one kind of tomato. There's not 20 kinds of tomatoes. There's one cucumber. There's one kind of onion. It's whatever's grown in the nearby fields outside of Athens. You don't get 3 different kinds of cherry tomatoes.
Chinese tomatoes,
like hot house from Mexico, hot house from Canada. I mean, like if you go into a Price Chopper or a fucking Whole Foods maybe not so much, but a lot of these big restaurants like Big Y and Stop and Shop, they have 12 kinds of tomatoes. What the fuck? And then, by the way, this time of year, they all taste like shit.
Yeah, but there's actually only one kind of tomato, right?
Well, I mean, they're all genetically modified at this point.
But is an heirloom an actual tomato?
Heirloom? Well, that just means old seed.
Yeah.
We've genetically modified stuff since the beginning of time. Right. We just haven't gone in and messed around with the actual DNA. We go, oh, that's the better tomato. You replant that one.
Well,
we're changing shit all the time.
Way different than
it's way different.
Pissing glyphosate all over the field.
No question.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything that you can get in a supermarket in terms of produce or meat that isn't genetically modified?
Probably not.
At this point?
They need the biggest yields they can get.
Yeah.
So, you go to a farmer's market maybe. But even the farms around here are...
They're sprayed.
Yeah, and they're planting genetically modified seeds.
And I don't mean to harp on it, but these planes are pissing down heavy metals and shit all over the fields, and that's what you're growing your food with.
Yeah, I mean, we're polluting
Yeah.
What do you think you were talking about Greece, right? Eating in Greece. What do you think their statistics are in terms of like diabetes and obesity and cancer compared to America?
I think for the more basic healthcare, the numbers are way better. Where we do better here is like more like Scandinavia as far as like brain surgery.
Yeah, treatment,
complicated procedures,
right?
But like just average every day, there's less diabetes, there's less obesity. There just is. Everyone's more active over there too.
You know what I saw recently?
That's
A statistic that I think it was from Canada, that the life expectancy dropped by like almost 3 years now. In the past 4 years alone.
Just happened quickly, yeah.
4 or 5 years, it's dropped by 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bill Gates told you about a decade exactly what they were going to do. Literally told you that they were going to depopulate the planet through his little process. Go look it up, whatever. But
start with Canada.
They dropped
Why?
the depopulation 6 years ago, and here we are reaping the results of that. And if you think I'm wrong, that's cool. I don't really care, but they said it. And it happened. Yeah. So maybe
there's something.
It was real.
Isn't Bill Gates like one of the largest private landowners in America right now?
One of them.
He's secretly buying up like
he is, and I actually looked that up, and it's a bit bunky, but yeah, he's buying up a lot. Somebody
all over the country.
Yeah, someone said he's
like
not
Midwest stuff or
anywhere he can
farmland.
Anywhere,
mostly farmland and ranches and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what Bill Gates does though? Every time he touches anything, he fucking ruins it, and that's what he's trying to do. He's the Epstein of like.
Well, he's in the files.
Well, he's more than in the files. He's hella complicit and guilty. But I'm just saying, like, he Epsteins everything he touches because he's a filthy rat. He really is.
Yeah, and he was picked on as a child, so he's got to
clearly. But
he's got that.
I'm not even talking about his farm and all of his other shit. Like, it goes back to when he was picked on as a child and when he stole his company. Yeah. He stole it. Like, he ripped it off. Let's be real. Yeah. And he hasn't stopped doing that since. And his ex-wife, she's about to drop the hammer on that fool because she's like, everybody knows that he tried to cure my herpes with whatever Epstein concoction. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's in there. It is what it is. But yeah, your man fucked whores, and now he's then he tried to like roofie you with the cure to fix you so you didn't know.
There's
that's pure deception at the highest level.
Yeah, of course.
Imagine what he's doing to all of us.
Yeah, if he'll do that to his wife, the loved one. Oh, what a filthy creature that guy is.
It's in the water.
But it's very true about a lot of the people that are named in those documents.
Yeah.
These were people that, for whatever reason, the power, there's evil in them. Was there evil
from the beginning, or does absolute power corrupt absolutely?
I think it starts with the getting picked on. When he was in high school, he couldn't get a date, and probably was very upset about that. And then when he became a multi-billionaire, he's like, "Well, I'm going to get back at all these."
So there's a bunch of that.
Yeah, so he had that ambition through spite.
Yeah, but you know what it is too. I think like anytime you join a new peer group, you assimilate to what that peer group is, and you become the average of them.
It becomes your new normal.
So as he went up in his little social economic little groups, and he gets more Epstein-like, you get compromised, and all of a sudden it's okay to do X, Y, and Z to people.
Because they're all doing it.
Yeah, because everyone's doing it. And then all of a sudden, not only is it okay, it's encouraged, or it's fun, and it just grows and grows, and it's fucking dirty. But these people have been doing this for centuries, passing it down to their, like, people like to call them elites. I don't. They're fucking inbred. You're not elite. You're not elite.
Inbred. I mean, look at the whole royal family.
They're not elite. They're fucking all wonked out. Yeah. Wonk. Everybody's just like one step away from being sloth. You know what I'm saying? They're all like, yo, fucking stop fucking your cousin.
They're all related.
They are.
I just hate how people nowadays,
on our side too. Yeah.
Nowadays, people get to pick and choose which billionaire, trillionaire they hate, and then ignore the ones on the other side. It's like,
no, they're all pretty much the same. But hey, I don't begrudge someone for making money, even a lot of it. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's what you do with your money. There's some billionaires that are doing unbelievable things for the planet.
And a lot of things that you don't hear about because they're not looking for that clout.
Yeah.
They're just
but it's also not worth telling the world about because it doesn't fit the current agenda. So
Right.
the people who are doing great, they're underground, but there's plenty of them. It's
Yeah.
crazy to think there isn't.
That's a lot of the ex-wives.
Yeah, that's true too.
Bezos' ex-wife has given away billions of dollars already. Gates' wife, they're building schools and hospitals, and
You know who else builds schools and hospitals in weird little spots? Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, she builds a lot of schools. Why is she always building schools in weird little places? Why are all these kids missing in her schools? Whoa.
Well, that's the whole weird thing too, right? So, who's the one who just someone from the Epstein side of things? They banned her from the country because the schools she was helping out were in like.
Yes, I saw that.
In Europe, and they're bringing the girls over.
Yeah, I saw that.
They were going over and grooming these little kids.
Recruiting.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of wild? I mean, we're in Waltham, Mass. Harvard is probably 4 or 5 miles from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of people from Harvard are in them files. I wonder why.
Well, yeah. There's that. There's also the evidence that Epstein had nothing to do with accounting, but was more of a scientist.
By all accounts, he was neither. Accountants say it was very clear he knew absolutely nothing, and what he was doing with scientists, it was buying them. Yeah, he was buying them to change FDA, persuade FDA rulings and whatnot.
Probably making sure that certain technologies or cures remained hidden.
When you look at his career path and how he ended up being groomed by not Carnegie Mellon, but one of the Rockefellers.
Bear Stearns.
Yeah, but even after Bear Stearns, then he got taken under the wing of one of the Rockefellers.
David Rockefeller.
One of the richest men in the entire world.
You mean Mr. Burns?
And,
Release the hand, Smithers. That guy's a creep.
Yeah, and Trump getting involved with those people as well, and just like it's weird when you watch those worlds collide. It's like entertainers, Hollywood people, the executives, and then the strongest, biggest businessmen in the world, and then the royalty.
You mean bankers?
Bankers.
You realize we can't say these things.
I know.
Why?
Because it's anti-something.
It's crazy.
Anti-banker.
Yeah, you couldn't talk about this stuff just a few years ago. You would immediately
Nobody wanted to hear about it either.
Well,
and now the fucking world's cracking wide open.
You didn't want to hear about it, but it was protected behind the being. You would be accused of being an anti-Semite.
I'm not anti anything. If you're a piece of shit, then guess what?
Well, that's what the Epstein files are blowing that wide open, where it's like, oh shit.
You know what's weird though? I do actually want to say this as someone who's got a big mouth. I do want to say, like, just because you're in the files, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, if they're like, if they just randomly mention someone that they'd like to meet or whatever, and you can't go saying he's in the file. That's bullshit.
I think that's partly why they were reluctant to just dump everything, because they knew people would.
But they didn't redact those kind of names. They redacted the actual guilty ones that are saying literal shit that we're not down with.
Right. Well, they're redacting the really crazy shit.
They're redacting the guilty, and then they would let shit out.
Well, it mirrors like what Diddy was doing. So
it's the same.
Diddy would have these parties that would last for a weekend, and there were 2 groups of people that would show up. There'd be the families that would bring their kids, and they'd have a barbecue, and they'd set up big bouncy toys, and then around 9 o'clock, they'd be like, "All right, guys, you take the kids home."
I don't think they were trying to take the kids home.
Like take your kids home and come back, and then we'll go upstairs and get out the lube.
But that was all adults.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. No, these weekend long things would be like he'd have bands come and play, and people would bring their kids, and they'd have a big outdoor cookout.
Right.
And then that party would be over, and then at night it would just go deviant, and they'd be raping these women and paying hookers to come in and doing all sorts of crazy shit to them. So like the Epstein files are a little bit like that. Filmed everything. So did Epstein.
Right.
Is that what Diddy was charged with? What was he charged with?
He wasn't charged with shit. He was charged with bringing a prostitute from like fucking Vegas to
so
LA.
That's it. So
trafficking basically.
So doing what every single celebrity rich person does all the time.
Oh yeah.
But they built it up into this wild.
No. He's
I'm not
he's
saying
hella guilty, but they
guilty.
That was their way.
Doing what every fucking rich dude does?
No, not about banging, dude. He was like, if you could go through some of the accusations, it's fucking wild what he was doing to people. There's go watch that fucking doc on Netflix. It's fucked up.
It's crazy.
All right.
Yeah, he was Epsteining people for sure.
All right, so weird rich people stuff. But was he involved in just kid stuff.
I don't think so. There's not a lot of accusations of minors.
I just don't really
Although Justin Bieber and these guys.
Justin Bieber is fucked up.
And because of his connection to that group.
Yes.
Yeah, but almost any celebrity that, I mean, look at Feldman, look at Haim.
But Bieber in particular, that fucking kid's been MK Ultra to fucking death. There's nothing left.
He's dead in the eyes.
100%. But
so is Britney Spears too.
How much of that do you think is almost inevitable from that level of fame? From that early on, like you're not going to have a normal childhood. Like look at Michael Jackson, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's that alone will fuck a kid up. Being world famous by the time you're 12 years old, that's not normal. So that alone.
Michael Jackson, by the way, shortly before he died, was telling everybody that he was going to be killed. And
I don't remember. He said that?
Yeah. His sister was actually on The View saying it, and they're like trying to shut her up. Like, he knew it was up. There's no fucking way Michael Jackson hurt a kid. There's no fucking way.
I'm with Jim.
There's no way.
100%.
No. So what they did is the old playbook, the fucking standard playbook they did to everybody. But Michael Jackson owned real catalog, billions.
Yeah.
That wasn't sitting right with people.
Wasn't he acquitted too of all? I mean, he never did jail time. But like when people talk about it, they're like, oh, Michael
they
Jackson.
Tried to use Aaron Carter to do that, and Aaron Carter's like, fuck you. He didn't do nothing.
Took care of him.
Yeah.
Well, he took care of himself, definitely.
But so back to the Epstein thing. His list of 90,000 people. 45,000 of them went and had a weekend at the place. They weren't raping children.
Right.
So,
you don't go have if you were there for the weekend,
you saw
something was fucked up.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
If you were there for the weekend, they didn't go on good behavior mode for you, celebrity man.
I don't know, dude. I don't. I mean, you're talking probably on like a daily basis. There were probably some normal days here and there on the island. So, like, if you went to the
that man was not normal. He was evil. So there's no way it could be a normal day.
But Oprah was there a bunch of times, right?
Yeah, Oprah. She was there. Oh, she's cool. Never mind. I take it all back.
No, but I mean, was she there for the kids? I don't know.
Oh, she was definitely there for the kids.
Well,
not to fucking help them, educate them.
I don't know.
You'll never get.
I'll cut that.
No, that's good.
I'm not cutting that.
You'll never get like we weren't going to get real justice or prosecutions anyways. No. Now they've made it worse, but they've muddied the waters. They've just dumped everything out into the public. So now the public gets to determine.
I don't even think it's muddy.
It's fucking muddier than it was before.
I think it's. Yeah. What the fuck are you going to do about it? That's what I think it is. What are you going to fucking do about it?
And there's that too. Yeah. Seriously, what are we going to do about it?
There's people getting mad and there's people saying shit that are way out of fucking line on socials. You probably should watch out. But nobody's doing nothing about it. And that's why that dump actually happened. Because people are predictable. I'm telling you right now, it's so easy to manipulate a human. Just go look up how to do it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
But that's the other thing is they're exposing all of the elites. I know you hate that word, but they're exposing all of the people that were involved in this stuff are the people that control the fucking world. So who's above them to punish them?
Well, the problem is they don't control the world. Your foreman at your job controls the world. Your office manager you know what I mean?
Right.
So you never get to those people. So the attainment of getting even or whatever, all it's going to do is just stir shit and make people emotionally frazzled.
Yeah, and let's not ignore the fact that these files have been in the hands of the Democrats half the time and the Republicans half the time. And they're only weaponizing it now because the guy who's mentioned the most in the files happens to be president.
You know who started it, though?
Which would be the case if powerful people were trying to fuck around. They would always be mentioning the president. And I'm not saying the guy didn't do shit or didn't do, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's part of what I was saying earlier is just because someone's mentioned, because there are people who, of course, are mentioned. Like, I would mention if I was a scumbag, like, hey, I want to go see the Patriots this weekend, and I wonder if we can meet Tom Brady. Does that mean he's in the files? No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, but the name was mentioned. No, there's a lot. There's a lot of that.
That's a fine line right there. You can't be that black and white with it.
I mean, like Shawn just said, obviously the same material has been in the hands of multiple administrations, and nothing was done. It wasn't until I feel like Cash Patels and Dan Bongino's and this crew,
those guys.
To get reelected, they were really pushing that. Well, we'll drop the Epstein files. We have the Epstein files. So they got everybody all excited about that shit. Then they got elected, and they're like, we don't have any files. And it was like, what?
Both of them are fucking liars, straight up. And Cash Patel is like, guy, for someone in intelligence, somebody should teach you how to fucking lie. You suck at it.
I know.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, you've got all the experts right in the room next to you. They could train you how to do it.
It looks like someone's literally about to put a bullet in your head.
Yeah, he looks scared.
Yeah, he looks very scared.
He looks like he's been slapped.
Or he's trying to warn people across the field, don't come this way. Like, it makes no sense.
Well, Dan Bongino bailed, right?
Yeah,
he was like, I can't handle this. I'm out of here.
And
he knew he couldn't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was ex-Secret Service.
I think so. Yeah.
So he probably has...
He knew what was up.
Well, exactly. But now he's got a level of intelligence where, like, this is going to get really bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, I'm getting out before they start putting bullets in people's heads. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think, like, Cash Patel and, like, the Department of Justice, these people they have nothing to lose. They're just getting
everybody's got something to lose.
But I mean, like they weren't much before, and now they're drunk on the power. Whereas like Bongino's smart enough to be like,
drunk's a good word.
I don't know
when you get drunk on power or anything, you just your understanding of getting busted they're gone.
I don't feel like they're drunk on power though. Cash Patel looks scared.
That's scared, yeah.
He looks scared. He looks like he bit off more than he can chew. Mm-hmm. He was real loud and confident before he got the job, and then he got the job, and they were like, all right, little boy.
Yeah,
here's how the show works. We're gonna give you this little fake badge. You get to pretend to be this guy, but now you're gonna do what the fuck we tell you to do.
Yeah,
and that's why he's like this every time he talks, because there's a gun to his kid's head behind the stage when he's talking. You know what I mean?
And these are all gonna the top levels aren't gonna be the fall guys. It's that level.
So, absolutely.
So
that's their job. That's what he realized. Your job became the fucking fall guy.
Yep.
We've all seen a Netflix government special where there's a patsy.
And they're going to do it to Bondi, and they're going to do it to...
she's getting grilled right now,
Yeah, and they're going to do it to who's the one that wears a hat every day? The one who's always super much makeup on and holds a gun when she's talking about the immigrants. What's her name?
Fuck, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. She's head of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
She's...
Paul, no.
She's super long hair.
Yeah. No.
Always shows up at the events.
Bondi,
Bondi's DOJ.
Fuck is her
But
name?
Same thing. She's gonna take the fall for all this immigration shit.
Yep.
Well, we all know. You know what I heard the other day? Kamala Harris. I hate to bring this retard up, but one of the first things she did as the border czar was remove the DNA testing to make sure the person bringing you across was in fact who they said they were. Her first job was to remove that particular vital piece of information so people could be safe. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And when I know things like this, I do not think it's by accident.
Oh no, that's definitely not by accident.
So but see, here's the devious thing. You can open the borders and let people in, but taking that part away to me is literally for trafficking people. That's the only conceivable way you would take that away. It makes no sense otherwise. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But why would you do that? And that's fucking bananas.
Yeah. And since when has the CIA not worked hand in hand with cartels? Right? It's always been a thing. And within the past 10, 15 years, maybe longer, people trafficking became more lucrative than the drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were charging like $10,000 a person. Yeah. The cartel was to get across.
I don't know that game at all.
The modern American European MO, there's a reason why all of Central America is in shambles. There's a reason why the Middle East is in shambles. There's a reason why
America.
No, it's because they're dangerous if we let them organize. So we want the cartels in charge.
But wait a minute. Who's dangerous?
If we let let's say, for example, the Middle East truly had their shit together,
they'd be dangerous. Yeah,
they're already dangerous.
Who's already got their shit together? Us.
Yeah.
Who's fucking dangerous?
We're the most dangerous.
We're the most
But
dangerous.
But that's what we want. We want South America in shambles.
I agree, but we're the ones destroying these places and disrupting
Central
them.
Africa.
I get what Sean's saying, and I used to be.
It's an easier world to control.
I used to be in the frame of mind where I was like, "Fucking America, we're the Fourth Reich. We're taking this over. We're putting countries down. We're fucking everybody over. We're coming up with excuses to invade a country under the guise of we're here to help, but we're really stealing natural resources. Blah blah blah." I was very liberal, hated the government, but now it's like the man behind the curtain. It's the dirty truth that you don't want to see.
The dirty truth is,
in order for us to be sitting here goofing around doing what we're doing without fear of a bomb dropping on our head, it's because somebody else got their hands real dirty in another country.
It out. The British Empire used to ship opium into China like it was fucking candy
to keep it unstable.
They fucked
into
up the
China?
whole...
I thought it came from China.
No. They would pump it into China and they turned them all into fucking drug addicts.
So what about China pumping fentanyl back into us?
It's what I'm saying is that's the game.
They're taking their cue from us.
Yeah, they're taking the cues, but also it's not just drugs. When you do that to the food, you weaken the people too. And any company will do that. Well, when you weaken the food and you weaken the air and you weaken all of these things, it's not really to kill you. What it really does is it weakens your soul, like your mental capacity to be great. You no longer care because you're being bombarded by really terrible shit from internal, external, mentally, social media. All of these things happen. That's the thing. It's meant to weaken your soul, your spirit.
Especially if you're unaware of it.
Even easier if you're unaware of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like, for example, don't think like we've got someone who could take out Kim Jong-il. I guarantee you there's a
Oh, easy.
he's there because we want him there.
Yeah, he's fun. He's funny.
Yeah, and same thing. Like, look what we just did in Venezuela. We didn't even lose a soldier. We went in and got him and took him out of there.
And
Did you hear what the people were saying?
Yeah, the soldiers that were there.
They were saying
about
they
it.
had super weapons.
Yeah.
yeah. So why?
Well,
shit.
of course we have super. And those weapons that were used there are 60 years old.
Oh yeah, but
that was the old
soldiers
shit.
were saying they were shooting at. They couldn't see the people, and then they were getting picked off one by one.
And the directed energy weapon. That's old shit.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but the other thing is when they were saying they couldn't see the soldiers and they would get picked off.
They got predator cloaking shit. What were you going to say?
Well, I mean, I believe it to be true with Russia and the U.S. I think we've got someone within a mile of Putin at all times. And if the word came down, we'll shoot them. And I guarantee you that they got the same thing on us.
Yeah. No, well, that's the thing. There's like the illusion of the geopolitical game, but I mean, think higher than that.
Well, right. It's like it's got to go higher than that.
It has to.
You know, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't. We've trained all Americans to hate Putin, but we would probably hate his replacement even more.
Probably.
You know, so like at least we know what we got. But he's on a tight leash, just like here. I guarantee you they've got dozens of assassins in Washington, D.C. And if they needed a politician gone, they'd be gone.
Yeah.
They'd end up in a car down by the Potomac with a bullet in their head, like all the other ones that have happened in the last 20 years.
Jeez, can we post this fucking episode? I don't know. If I don't. I feel Cash Patel right now.
Right. We're just speculating.
Yeah, we're speculating.
The fuck do we know?
We really don't know anything, actually.
We were going to keep it in the food industry aisle, and that went off the rails real quick.
Yeah.
But
we can go back to food.
Yeah, if it's a big thing. Food's a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
A lot of lead discovered in toothpaste lately, especially children's toothpaste.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
You know what? It's crazy. The fluoride thing.
From trusted brands
that's
also.
the first thing that came to mind when he said that.
Like everybody, whatever. People have strong opinions over the fluoride thing.
Well, fluoride is deadly.
It's industrial waste. There's no debate.
It's an active content. It's basically like radioactive.
Well, how about
it dissolves your bones.
Let me bring it down to the most retarded level. When I was a kid and I went to the dentist and got my fluoride treatment,
they put the thing.
They scared the shit out of you. Do not swallow that.
Yeah, don't swallow.
And I get it. It's a concentrated dose, but don't fucking swallow that. So you're telling me that even a little bit of it in the water is okay, and it doesn't have a cumulative effect?
It is not okay.
Yeah, so it's the whole stress thing, right? So you put a man in space, he loses bone density in like a month. He comes back a year later, he can barely walk
Right.
so you need stress. And what the fluoride supposedly does is it adds just enough stress to make your teeth stay strong. It's debatable whether children should have it. They're going to lose their teeth anyways. Why do you give all their teeth are going to fall out by the time they're 7? Who gives a shit about
Brilliant
fluoride?
seduction.
I didn't even fucking think of that one.
It doesn't help them. But they, when your kids were little, there was no fluoride in those toothpastes. The bubblegum flavored ones and stuff, there's no fluoride in those. It's just to teach them to brush so that when they get older, they start it with the fluoride. Or they put it in the drinking water. I mean,
what is wrong with me? I feel like I must have squirted toothpaste in my mouth all day, every day, and ate it. Like, I feel like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Why would you do that? I'm like, it's got to be me. It's got to be me.
Well, isn't fluoride also a byproduct of something?
It's petroleum waste.
Yeah, it exists naturally too, but
Right.
But it'll dissolve your bones. Like you need a microscopic amount to keep your teeth strong.
Like the amount that would be natural. If it's naturally occurring,
it
why
occurs
does
in some fruits and vegetables? I think.
Okay, but not in the water. So it's would you say it's unnatural to add it to a water supply?
No question.
Okay,
absolutely no question. If you look at the early research when it was first introduced in America, they did it in kind of like the syphilis tests. They went to a town and they put fluoride in the water and they documented the dental records.
How much hair was falling out and how many wigs needed to be ordered.
Right. Or how many teeth, how many cavities. They literally measured cavities. And they're like, oh, this population now has half the cavities of this population. And the only difference
is interesting you mentioned that. By the way, when we were younger, when you had a cavity, they would fill it with
a heavy metal.
Lead.
Lead with mercury in it.
With mercury. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Now they use ceramics, but still not good for you.
I mean, it's probably less crazy than the amount of plastic we're ingesting.
Well, that's gonna
potentially. When I was a kid, I remember breaking what are the things called that keep the temperature?
Thermos.
A thermometer.
A thermometer. Jesus, I just had a tired moment. And now I play with the mercury, dude. See how ironic. I couldn't get it out of my mouth, but I didn't play with mercury.
I think we all did at some point.
That was crazy.
I never did that.
Oh, yeah, I totally
did. By the way, I don't know if you want to do that. I'm just saying I did.
You definitely don't want to.
I ate Play-Doh.
Well, that's actually dough.
Yeah, that's just dough.
Shit.
Yeah, there's some, really weird experiments that have been done on people. And for example, this isn't an experiment, but my wife's family grew up in Greece in a village. And once a year, this guy would come to town and he literally had a bucket of mercury and he would freshen up everybody's silverware. They take all their silverware and dunk it in the mercury and give it back to them, and it made it all shiny and new again. And so they're all macro dosed on mercury.
Ooh, that's wild.
Is there like a higher rate of dementia or Alzheimer's?
Absolutely.
But in my mind, I don't feel like it's the same, like the government didn't send out the mercury, man. I think that was just like old world way of doing things.
That was just lack of knowledge.
That's such a different thing than we've been talking about, because of course that happens in the world, and I understand, but I'm talking the other things that seem a touch more nefarious. But
like the syphilis tests.
100%.
Let's find a population of black men, dose them all with syphilis, and see what happens. We'll tell them we're treating them and not really treat them, and just see where the disease goes.
And that was a federal program.
Yeah,
Tuskegee.
But they don't do that kind of thing anymore, right?
No, why would they?
Why,
They're good now.
I don't know, man.
They learned their lesson.
They're done with that.
Well, I mean,
I think
syphilis, but I think when it comes to things like, and again, I feel like a conspiracy theorist right now, but I'm really not that much.
We got you.
When we start talking about like the labs in Wuhan where like the fucking coronavirus comes from,
so that's fucking crazy.
And that's an experiment.
Do you remember how it was getting to the point to where it seemed like we were all on the same page about admitting, okay, obviously this fucking thing came from the lab that was 4 miles away from the wet market they were blaming it on. You're telling me it didn't come from a lab that has coronavirus on the fucking
way beyond this.
On the sign? But there's a new narrative that just came out of nowhere where it's like the WHO or the NIH, the people that
already don't listen.
That's my point. But if you want it to be true, people are going to believe what they want to be true. So they're being told that the NIH and the WHO, they've now come to a conclusive it found conclusive evidence that it actually did jump from animal to human, blah, blah, blah. And this coming from the people that would have been responsible for the disaster in the first fucking place are telling you that it was natural.
It doesn't even matter. There's no consequence to anything.
It's like
the only consequence in this planet now is for the middle class of people across the globe. That's the only people that have a consequence.
Well, that's a good point. I don't know what would be the consequence if we were told, yes, this was.
There would be nothing. Just like anything that we're all discussing, there's no consequence.
But that's so crazy to me. I mean, how many millions of people allegedly died from this virus? And if it was...
Well, that would actually be probably, and I don't mean to lighten that, but that's probably one of the least impactful things, like all the people that passed away. And that sounds fucked up, but the way that it changed the world for the negative, it was that's a whole different level. Like, they say that we lost millions of years of education in that time because of all the people that couldn't really grow in those periods.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
We do seem significantly more retarded post COVID.
We really do.
I agree with that. I hire a lot of kids. So during COVID, all the adults got to go home and get paid to sit at home. So when COVID hit, we were at a Grafton restaurant. It was our second year, and we were doing great. We were full all the time. And the government said, all right, you got to shut your restaurant down. And then all my adults went home, and then the government said, oh, by the way, here's an extra $600 a week in addition to your unemployment from Massachusetts. Don't go back to work. And so I had to hire, the only people that weren't getting paid were the high school and college kids.
But by the way, that's a fucking joke of amount of money, like a laughable amount of money.
And they were giving it to, I had part-time servers that worked like 2 shifts on the weekend. They might make $300. Now they're getting 600 plus unemployment from. They tripled their paycheck.
See, I was in the opposite. As a business owner. You know, it wasn't magical for me. I wasn't
magical for me.
I wasn't Jay-Z. I didn't get I can't go on tour, so I'm going to get an extra $12 million this year or whatever the scam they were pulling those.
But that's wild how much money they were just throwing around.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't.
But it wasn't a lot. It was a lot for celebrities and businesses would get a lot. Like a lot of bands had to shut down. Some of those dudes got a lot.
Yeah.
Right, but they were given like the stimulus checks to like wealthy people.
Oh yeah, anyone.
Well, that's specifically what I'm talking about.
Like, why wouldn't
to the regular poor people? That's not a lot.
Right, but why wouldn't you have consolidated? It's like I have friends that are wealthy, and they were laughing about the $600 or the $1,000 check they were getting. They
I'm not wealthy, and I was laughing about it.
They were buying silly, stupid shit with it. Like, oh, look what I got with my and it's
Absolutely.
like the people that really fucking could have used an extra couple of thousands of dollars. You know, and here we are laughing about, you know, buying stupid shit with this money that's just being thrown around.
Yeah,
it's just wild. It just makes it so much more evident that money's a joke.
Yeah.
It's just printed endlessly, recklessly. They could hand it out to everyone if they wanted to, but they need to
precisely
they need to
why
keep
that USAID really fucked with my head, because when people started doing the math on the fraudulent money that's missing and understanding that we could have once again
nationwide,
guys, this is the same thing I was saying earlier. Once again, with that money that that was stolen, we could have fixed absolute homelessness. We could have fixed absolute poverty. We could have fixed absolute food problems.
Right, but you say stolen.
100%. Yes, I say stolen.
Well, it's stolen from us, and then
I don't blame them. I blame the way the welfare system is set up, and in a way that is so fucking easy.
The welfare system. No, I'm talking about us sending countries trillions of dollars, billions.
We were talking about the fraud within our own country.
That's some crazy shit. But no, I'm talking like when USAID came out and they were dropping
that's even crazier.
Nothing that they were finding fraud in was like a couple million. I don't know if it was, but most of it was like 250 million, like 800 million. It was just endless numbers that could literally fix the problems. We could pave the whole fucking country. We could fix every broken city. Dude, there are towns in Michigan with no water. You got to be fucking kidding me.
I know.
Right. It's the priorities are so out of whack.
It's so fucking broken. It's so fucked. It's crazy.
So I had all my adults went home. and I could only hire kids because college kids came back from school. They didn't qualify. They didn't have jobs. So they're the only ones that wanted to work. They're at home in their bedrooms all day. And I got my first taste of working with only kids.
Dude, I'm a studio owner. I know what you're about to say.
And it was like kids that didn't know how to use a broom.
I've seen that. I've seen that before. Yeah.
You know, can you run this soup? And they'd put a teaspoon on it. And I'm like, could you go get a soup spoon? And they were like, what's a soup spoon? Like, no home ec. You know, the kids don't know anything anymore. Like, watch someone under 20 try to change a hard tire.
Well, maybe you should have been asked.
I have a story. I had to do it to my son, who happens to be 20.
Yeah.
Like 4 weeks ago, he's like, hey, I have a flat. And I'm like, I'll be right there. And good thing I was right there, because the kid was not only perplexed, like he would have got the tire off, maybe not.
Maybe not.
But I had to go to the tire place and be like, hey, buddy, I know it's last minute. Can you fucking slide us in there real quick? Like, I had to grease him up. If my son went in there to get the tire fixed, he would have been like, we're closed. So, you know, like, you had to do some dad shit. And I was like, he's 20. I was probably worse at 20. I mean, I was the worst person on earth at 20, so whatever.
But you know how to change a car tire at 13. You were probably driving.
Well, yeah, because when you steal cars, you better know how to fix them too.
You know what, though? These kids aren't going to need to know any of this shit.
That's true, too, right? So maybe that's
all
a good
AI.
thing,
Yeah.
you know?
No, you always need
robots.
to fix a tire. And by the way, since
You should know.
Since we're on some bullshit, rubber tires are bullshit. There's no
bullshit.
reason we have fucking
Air
rubber
fill.
tires
There
that are
shouldn't
filled
be air in our tires.
Air fill.
We can move on. I just want to say that.
They would last way longer.
Dude, you just
Forever. And there's no money in that.
tires that triggers me. How
They're so expensive. I just put tires on my car.
exactly? And they last what?
They're supposed to last 5 years. I got 2 out of the last set.
Yeah, exactly.
I popped 2 tires last year, driving through Sudbury in my car because it's got the little fucking tires, and they're not cheap.
Nope.
And I cracked a rim. Like, so 2 flats and a cracked rim and one not even an accident, just hit a pothole.
Yeah.
The wealthiest towns have the shittiest roads in Massachusetts, be warned.
Can we even recycle tires? I feel like they just burn them.
I think they don't recycle them.
That's insane.
I think
We burn tires. That's how we get rid of them.
we burn a lot of tires. We
I
also
thought we crushed them up and put them down at the park.
So they recycle them sort of. They chop them up. A lot of the roads down south have a mixture of chopped up tires in the
I bet
pavement
that feels
stuff.
nice.
Yeah, it drives. It's a little loud, and actually.
Oh, it is. I was going to think it'd be the opposite.
No, and it actually wears down your tires quicker. They're not. The roads aren't as smooth.
Clever.
Yeah, so they're using tires to destroy tires.
So you're paying more.
Yeah,
They're saving.
They're
paying.
rebuilding reefs with them. A lot of places they're tying them all together and sinking them where like the reefs are screwed up in like Florida and stuff, because it never goes anywhere. It's not going to degrade. I mean, some of it will degrade, but most those tire reefs will be there 300 years from now. So like coral reefs and stuff they're using.
We're going to, in the future, they're going to fucking laugh at us because we were the plastic people, the glyphosate plastic people that ruined the planet.
They'll call it that'll be like the Jurassic. They'll be like the glyphosate.
Yeah,
How the fuck do we not have hover? Like, how long ago was the wheel invented?
Yeah,
I wasn't there.
We haven't moved on. We haven't moved on. We don't have hovering craft yet.
I actually watched a video where a dude fucking made square wheels, and once he got moving, that shit was as smooth as anything, honestly.
It is.
Well, yeah, but still, we should be hovering.
Yeah,
we should be
at least be
hovering.
making them out of something else. Yeah, we're going to look back. You know, you don't have to go back that far to look at practices in the medical system, like where we were bleeding. You'd go to the barber shop when you had the flu, and they'd cut you open and bleed a couple pints out to refresh your blood.
Yeah.
That was happening
long ago.
industrial era. It's not going to be long from now when they're going to look back and go, they shouldn't have fucking made anything out of plastic. Certainly nothing you put in your mouth.
Were you talking about? You were talking about mercury earlier. Now I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not, but like, is there mercury showing up in like vaccines and stuff? Is that a real thing?
Yes.
They use mercury to make vaccines.
Yeah.
They use mercury to make vaccines.
Very, very little bit, but a tiny amount. The idea is that not catching the flu is far better than the little dose of mercury that you get every year.
Interesting.
You know, but like mercury was used in commercial production. Like the Mad Hatter's a real thing.
Right. They went mad.
They used to take felt, and then in order to stiffen up the felt and hold its shape, they dip them in mercury and put them on a big steam table. And the hatter would sit there and inhale mercury gas all day, and he'd go crazy after just a few years of doing it.
I love when you find out where words come from.
Yeah.
Like the syphilis kings that would lose their hair and they had to get big wigs because they were wealthy and they didn't want people to see them. So that's why we call people bigwigs.
Bigwigs, yeah, because they could afford them. When they first figured out the dials on watches, they'd glow in the dark, right? Well, that stuff, the first stuff they used was highly radioactive,
Right.
And anyone who worked in
Still is, isn't it?
Radium.
Yeah, iridium or irradium.
Iridium,
There were women that would do this job because they had delicate hands. They'd have a little tiny brush, and they were taught to lick the brush, dip it, and then paint the hands.
They're okay.
They all got cancers of the throat and face, and some of them lost their noses and their jaws, and they had these like fake masks they'd have to wear to cover their big holes.
That must have been a rad looking factory of like fucking the world of tomorrow steampunk watchmakers.
They all looked like they had leprosy because their faces were falling off.
Right, and we look back and we go, "Oh my god, I can't believe they were doing that. That's crazy, right?"
It's in the 1800s.
What you're saying, I bet like 10 years, maybe not even from now, we're going to look back and go, "I can't fucking believe people were eating food out of a microwave or had air conditioning in every room, just inhaling all of that Freon gas."
That I'll accept. I will accept the Freon. Yeah.
Well, we'll also find out that it's not healthy to stay in an airtight place. Like, opening a window is not a bad thing.
Right.
No, I don't think that humans are meant to be in boxes.
Yeah.
It's not natural. It doesn't make sense.
All of the light, the was it blue light or whatever from all of the screens is not great. We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wow.
I'm sure we're fine.
Well, I mean,
life expectancy hasn't gone up a lot lately.
It's dropping
down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's dropping.
So,
and if you're a dude, well, it dropped even more.
Just eat more pretzels.
That was interesting. I mean, that was pretty good. It was an hour 10, and
Sam, that was.
I thought Shawn would reveal more when I brought up the Jack Nicholson reference. Shawn would be like, "Yes, we pour it into our pretzels too." But no.
Believe it or not, we use unbleached, unbromated flour.
Great.
And we use an organic yeast. So and then other than that, there's we use malted barley powder instead of white sugar, a little salt. It's a very basic pretzel recipe.
Yeah, I looked it up. It looked pretty minimal ingredients. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I saw corn syrup, but that's a completely different animal than high fructose corn syrup.
And we don't use corn syrup.
Oh, okay.
Not in pretzels.
I was looking
Where did you see that?
I thought I was looking at the ingredients, but it must have been for another product.
I think they're posted on our website, I think. But you might have looked at the mustards.
Maybe.
The mustards we don't do those mustards anymore. They were getting made from a company in Pennsylvania. And the husband of the couple that were making the mustards, he died during COVID. So
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
yeah, I know it's terrible.
I do remember those mustards were good though.
They were good.
Yeah, those
high fructose corn syrup mustard.
There's no corn. What's the difference between corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup? Because they're like two different animals practically.
Sugar.
Invert sugar.
Invert sugar doesn't evaporate as quick. It stays moist longer. Like, do you ever take organic honey and put it on the counter? It crystallizes really quickly.
Oh yeah.
Next time you go buy honey,
fake one.
Get a fake one and put it on the counter. 5 years from now, it'll still pour like ketchup.
Oh.
The organic one will. So that's invert sugar in there with the.
Well, that makes sense. I'm always seeing the crystals around our honey, and I'm like, fucking crystals. Always. Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. I'm glad I know now. It means
it's not full of processed crap.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of stuff with food that's just, first of all, it seems like why bother? It's always cost.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's not cost. Sometimes it is waste driven. So like there's a reason why if you go buy a Wonder Bread, right, and put it on your counter and go up to the bakery and buy a sourdough bread for $1 more, the sourdough bread will get moldy in 3 or 4 days.
It'll also taste unbelievably delicious.
Way better.
Yeah.
That Wonder Bread, if you leave it sealed in the plastic and don't expose it to air, months, it'll start to smell really funny. It smells funny to begin with, but it won't go bad. So it allows them to make these massive runs of goods and send it out and put an expiration date on it that's 9 months or 6 months instead of 3 days.
Nasty.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Let me ask you something then, because you brought up something earlier, and this is fucked up to me. I can buy a gallon of water for 99 cents at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Or I can buy like a 2 liter of sugar water filled with piss and whatever else is in it for 88 cents. So you're telling me the math ain't mathin', dude. This is how my brain works. And I'm like, there's no way this is done. Dude, it's got to be on purpose. It doesn't make sense.
The soda industry is fucking crazy. It's so expensive to ship liquids that
it's heavy.
Yeah, that no one's making soda more than about 15 miles away from where they buy it. So like, I'm friends with the Polar Cola family, the ones who own Wachusett and stuff. They make all of their competitors' soda because in the markets where those competitors are, they make their soda. So like, if you go to Florida and buy Polar Seltzer, it's being made by Coca-Cola in Florida. And if you buy like Orange Crush in Worcester, it's being made at the Polar factory because they send tankers of the concentrated syrup only, because it makes no sense. Soda is like 99% water and some flavoring, sugar. Why on earth would you ship a tanker full of water from the Coca-Cola factory in northern New Hampshire?
Man, that must be a complex.
But Polar is a very special place, and that's why I would say that's disheartening.
Yeah,
that's good.
So I guess I won't be drinking that shit when I'm in Europe.
It's the same stuff.
Breweries
They're just
are doing
making
it too. Breweries are doing the same thing. They have like Sam Adams. They brew in the Stroh's facility in Pennsylvania because that can ship out of the Midwest way cheaper than out of New England. There's like, for example, with our pretzel company, it's so much more expensive to make anything north of the 95 corridor. You want to be on that side of New York City to get trucks in and out. That's the most inefficient and expensive trucking route. So that's why everything's in the Midwest. Labor's cheaper. The grain goes from the fields to the flour factory to the bakery, and then they're right on the Mississippi, and they can go either way cheap. So like, we looked before we moved our stuff to Philadelphia, we looked everywhere around here. I couldn't get a place that could make pretzels for anything near reasonable.
That's crazy.
So we had to move. Yeah, and that's why a lot of that stuff is in the Midwest, because it's just...
Well, at least you're still in America.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So at least, I mean, that's cool. That's important.
A lot of food that's healthier, it has to kind of be local, because again, it can't spend 3 months on a ship coming from China.
Yeah. Well, I'm into that.
What about all the food that gets wasted? I'm always wondering at the supermarket.
You shouldn't concern yourself with that.
Oh, I'm not concerned. I'm just curious.
Remember when we were younger? Oh, eat that. There's kids starving in China. No, don't eat it. Eat it if you're hungry.
Yeah.
Just
look up how much stuff the government dumps in the ocean. Like, I don't want to. It's crazy. So like right now we're having a problem with soy, right? So because of the tariffs, China buys like 60% of our soy, and they're not buying any right now. So in order to bail out the soy farmers, the government is paying them to destroy the soy. They do it with dairy farmers. They you hear about the government cheese. The reason why the government cheese, the big 5-pound blocks of government cheese that everyone on welfare was getting, was because we were so good at producing dairy that the government was dumping it in the ocean or turning it into free cheese and just giving it to people. Same thing with peanut butter. So like they pay these people to produce it, and then they pay them to throw it away.
I don't like that.
Is that why we have so much corn syrup? Is because we produce a lot of corn?
We produce the world's most amount of corn.
And it's so painfully genetically modified that it's just...
And the majority of it's made for animal feed.
Yeah.
And
to fatten them up.
By the way, animal feed is human feed, because you're eating the animal. And if you think that the animal's going to filter out the trash that they're eating, no, you're eating it too.
Yeah. It's all that
fucked.
Stuff. Yeah.
We're fucked.
Guys, I'm going to go home and cry today.